for the introduction. Hello everyone, I'm Xiaohui Li from Imperial College London and Lumirhythmic. And today I'm very delighted to be here to present our work, Realistic Facial Age Transformation with 3D Uplifting. So, the first question is, how do faces change due to age? These two figures are from the recent film Indiana Jones. They de-aged the actor from 80 years old to 40 years old. So compared to the young face, we can see obvious aging effects, such as wrinkles around chins and eye areas on the old face, in both appearance and shapes. So we got a clue for this task. We need to have some face structure changes. We added skin tone slightly because the optical properties of human skin will also be changes due to aging. We also need to reconstruct the detailed shapes because of some wrinkles on the face. And although they have many differences in both the appearance and shapes, we can still find they are the same person. So that means they can preserve the identity of this actor. These 4 points are what we want to do in this task. We will split these 4 points into 2 directions. So in the first direction is the texture editing part. We will include the facial structure changes and the biophysical skin editing. And in the shape editing part, we will reconstruct the coarse shape, and also the detailed shapes. Then let's start with the texture editing part. The first part is age structure changes. There is an overview of our method in this part. Given an input image, we apply a pre-trained age predictor DEX to predict the source age. We will also input the source age, the target age, and the input images into the age edit net to obtain the re-aging results. Here are some related works in this field. These 4 methods can produce realistic results, but they have some limitations. For example, LUTs split the ages into different age groups, so it's hard to give them a target age. And her file has narrow age range, and they only re-age subjects from 20 years old to 65 years old. SAM has identity preservation problems not shown in this figure, but will be discussed in the evaluation part. FRAN is based on the UNet. It's very fast and efficient method, but they cannot change the skin tones. Here is the part of our method. We use an alpha blending diffusion network. This network can change the skin appearance differentially from young to old, and also preserve the identity. The main challenge of this task is we don't have a large image dataset of the paired ages. Therefore, similar to FRAN, we employ SAM on the FFHQ aging dataset, and the age range is from 10 years old to 80 years old. The loss function of this part is here. We will compute the losses of the predicted results of 80 years old with reference images and also the target age. Here is an ablation study of this part. So some of you might notice that before the age edit net, we still have a part called age alpha modification here. The main reason for that is the extent of the facial aging changes in the same time period are different. So for example, the input image are 20 years old, and the age target age is 10 years old, and the aging target age is 30 years old. So the faces usually change more between 10 to 20 than 20 to 30. So with this modification, the re-age results looks more realistic than without. Until now, we just changed the face structures, but the age will also affect the optical properties of human skin. Here is a related work to biophysical skin model. So Donner et al. First developed a 2-layered model for human skin, and then they further proposed a more complex skin appearance model. And after that, Jimenez et al. Proposed a practical and simple model with 2 parameters, melanin and hemoglobin. They produced a lookup table to cover skin colors so that they can obtain the melanin and hemoglobin maps and also reconstruct the skin appearance. Follow this strategy, we propose our recent work to extend this skin model to hyperspectral range from ultraviolet to near-infrared range. We also propose a method to edit skin appearance by editing the concentrations of melanin and hemoglobin, like the images here. This method mainly focuses on simulating accurate skin appearance, but they do not take the age into consideration. In contrast, EGSR and Guten et al. Propose a more complete biophysical skin model to simulate aging effects by changing some optical properties, such as thickness of different skin layers and also the concentrations of chromophores. But this method does not take any structure changes into consideration, and it is also too complex to be practical. So we also want to add biophysical skin editing in our own method to simulate the skin color changes due to age. We simplify the aging model to only change the concentrations of melanin and hemoglobin, since these two chromophore parameters can strongly affect the appearance of age results. Based on our recent skin model, we generate a lookup table to connect the chromophore maps and skin colors. Here we propose a network called SkinNet. This network is composed of PredNet and ReconNet. PredNet aims to predict chromophore maps from the input image, while the ReconNet is just to reconstruct the skin appearance. But you can find the difference of the skin tones from the input image and the output image. Between these two networks, we added the chromophore parameters as below. As can be seen, if people get older, that means target age is larger than source age, so the melanin and hemoglobin concentrations will be lower than before, so the skin color will also be lighter and paler. The values here for the Km and Kh are from the previous work. Here is the results of this method. So the result without biophysical skin editing is figure B, which is similar to the result of other excellent work. We are the first one to present a re-aging method combining skin editing here. As can be seen, our result is figure C, which is more realistic because of the skin color changes. We choose the same values for the decrease of melanin and hemoglobin parameters as previous work, but these two parameters can be changed to other values to have different effects of aging. So here is an example. The input image is 60 years old and the target image is 30 years old. In the top row, we fix the hemoglobin parameters. The faces are become darker because of higher concentrations of melanin. And in the bottom row, we fix the melanin parameters, so the faces are becoming more reddish because of a higher concentration of hemoglobin. Now we have SkinNet for skin tone editing and also the age edit net for facial structure changes. Which order we should put in our pipeline? As shown in this figure, the pre-processing results show more effectively aging effects such as wrinkles. The primary reason is that the skin editing reduces the color intensities at its ages, so resulting in lighter skin tones, including the areas around wrinkles. So here is a part of the texture editing. We put the SkinNet before the age edit net. After we edited appearance, we also want to edit shape. The first part is called shape reconstruction. There are many excellent 3D face reconstruction methods. Some are statistical models such as Flame. Most related to our work, DECA presents a method to reconstruct a detailed 3D face model from a single in the wild image. They first train an encoder to predict some parameters and adapt to the Flame to reconstruct high-quality curve shapes. Then they design a network to predict the displacement map to obtain the detailed shape. There are some works rely on deep learning methods recently to reconstruct 3D mesh, such as chroma here. This method is a convolutional mesh autoencoder consisting of mesh downsampling and upsampling layers with fewer parameters than traditional model. This method can generate good 3D results, but they do not take age into consideration, so they cannot control head size, especially for children. So in our pipeline, to reconstruct the code shape, we put the input image into the pre-trained encoder of DECA and predict the shape, pose, expressions, camera, and light parameters. We put the first 3 parameters and the age actor into GeoNet to reconstruct the code shape. We further put the re-aged results and the code shape and the camera and the lighting parameters to have the final results. Here we assume the human head size will not change in the adulthood. So before we input the age into GeoNet, we set a gate for the age factor. The structure of GeoNet is similar to the decoder of Coma. It has 5 blocks. Each block includes an upsampling layer, convolutional layer, and an ELU. So for this part, we use a mixed dataset or lifespan dataset and phasescape dataset. Lifespan dataset is what we generated before, and phasescape dataset is a multi-view dataset with different expressions. Using this mixed dataset, we can generate code shapes and maintain the age consistency. Here is the loss function. We show an example of GeoNet here. As can be seen, our method is similar to Flame. The head size with younger age is smaller. To show it clearly, we show the 5-year-old head size, which is not in the age range of our pipeline. After we got the code shape reconstruction, the code shape reconstruction cannot show the facial details due to age, such as wrinkles. Therefore, we also need the detailed shape reconstruction. The early work in this area used low-pass filter to blur the images, then extracting high-frequency details by subtracting the blurred images. So this method usually uses the user-defined parameters. By some recent work, such as DECA, they use a deep neural network to predict the displacement map. We would like to balance the parameter tuning and also decrease the training and testing time. So we design a lightweight network RefineNet to extract the high-frequency information. We initialize the weight of this network by a Gaussian filter. Here are some details for obtaining detailed shape from displacement map and also the code shape. Here is the loss function. Here is the overview of our pipeline now. After obtaining code shape, we employ RefineNet, extract the high-frequency information from reagent results to obtain displacement map, and combine with the code shape and also get the detailed shape. And in the end, we use the reaged results, detailed shape, camera, and lighting parameter to render the final result. Let's show some results of our pipeline. Here are some 2D aging results of 3 subjects. The images in this red box are the original images, and as can be seen, our method produces realistic structure changes such as wrinkles and performs well in identity preservation. The results also show the skin color changes due to aging. Here are some corresponding shape reconstruction, the code shape, the detail shape. We can see clearly facial details on these reconstructions. Here are some rendering results of a subject with different ages using 2 different environment maps. Using the evaluation part, we first compare our method with Fran. Since Fran doesn't have public code, so we borrow one image from their paper. As can be seen, our method performs slightly better in identity preservation, especially in the mouth area. And more importantly is, we also added the skin tone slightly, which is consistency with the biophysical skin mechanism. We also compare our method with the other 3 methods. So Fran has significantly identity loss, especially for the male subject. Other 2 methods have worse performance in reaging to an old faces. However, that is the best method in the young age. These four reaging methods don't contain 3D shape reconstruction part, so we compare our method with DECA and EMOCA. But these two methods do not have any reagent part, so we need to input reagent results into these two methods to compare. As can be seen, our method shows more details such as wrinkles in the old phase. In the quantitative evaluation, we apply an online face recognition API inside phase to compare average age prediction and identity preservation. As shown in this table, Lutz and Fire still have underage problems, which also let them have the highest scores in the identity preservation. But consider these both results together, our method outperforms these three methods. We also did two user studies here. The first user study ranked the reagent quality, while the second ranked the identity preservation. We collected 576 ranks per user study. And for the first user study, we can see that our method is better than other two, and the identity preservation user study, we and Fran are much better than Sam. Although our method can produce realistic reagent results in both appearance and shapes, we still have many limitations. We exclude the infant and child stages, so our age range is narrower than some other methods such as LEDs. We cannot produce some aging effects such as gray hair. And so for these two limitations, one possible solution is to combine our method with other generators. We did not predict the accurate environment map, so it's hard to have high-quality relighting results. And the last one is our method can change the eye color slightly, but might need to add eye mask to keep the eye color and details. Here is the conclusion for this pipeline. We propose a neural pipeline for realistic age transformation in both facial appearance and shapes with age-appropriate details and identity preservation. Thank you for listening.